So in this video, I want to talk about the relationship between nutrition and sleep. So similar to stress and sleep, nutrition and sleep also have a reciprocal relationship. So they impact each other, they affect each other, right? Now there's two different hormones in our body that are affected directly by our sleep, and those are called ghrelin and leptin. I might be mispronouncing both of these terms, so I apologize for that. But when ghrelin, that hormone impacts our appetite, and leptin impacts our feeling of fullness, or the way we feel full. And so if we're not getting proper sleep, our ghrelin increases and our leptin decreases, and that's going to make it harder for us to make better choices throughout the day when we're trying to eat better. And then during the day when we're eating, if we're eating a lot of those junk foods, a lot of the sugary foods, processed carbs, stuff like that, that's going to negatively impact the quality of sleep we get. Now those junk foods and those fast foods, they might help us fall asleep, but that's not going to help us stay asleep, and we're not going to get that quality sleep that we need. I know some people that take melatonin to help them fall asleep, but from the people that I know that have taken melatonin, I've never taken it myself, but I haven't seen it positively impact anybody's quality of sleep in terms of having them stay asleep throughout the entire night. From the people that I've heard, they tell me they're able to fall asleep, but they're still waking up multiple times throughout the night. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend melatonin, although if you do take it right now and it's helping you, then by all means, but I know there's mixed reviews on melatonin. So I'm gonna stay away from that topic for now. One big thing we all know is we don't wanna have caffeine close to the time we're gonna go to bed. I would say try to have it 6 to 7 hours before you go to sleep, because if you're having too much caffeine throughout the day, it is going to make it harder for you to go to sleep. Obviously alcohol as well, that's going to negatively impact the quality of sleep you get, although I know for some people it probably does help you go to sleep. Before you go to bed, you want to try to have that gap, at least minimum, I tell people at least minimum 2 hours before you go to sleep to have your last meal, but that's still cutting it kind of close because your food is still going to be digesting. So I would say 3 hours. If you can even do 4, do 4. But I know once it hits the 4-hour mark before you go to sleep, some people start to get hungry before they go to sleep, and then they want to have that like last minute snack. So I would say aim for about 3 hours to give your body some time to digest and then go to sleep. Another suggestion that I have is to increase your protein intake. Protein has this chemical in it that helps your body feel full. The minimum requirements for protein per day, I think, is about half, like 0.5 grams of protein per body pound. Well, let's just say that you weigh 200 pounds, that would be having about 100 grams of protein per day. But ideally, if you're trying to lose weight or gain muscle mass, then the suggested amount is 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per body pound, which means I like to round up and I just say 1 gram of protein per 1 body pound. So if you weigh 200 pounds, the goal would be to be 200 grams of protein per day. Now, so those are my suggestions. Increase your protein, decrease your sugary foods and your carbs, have about 3 hours gap between your last meal and bedtime, avoid alcohol if you can. And so hopefully those are helpful suggestions to help break that sleep and the sleep and nutrition cycle. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.